Hello everyone! It's time for another finished pages video, and this time I will show you everything I colored and painted in August. August was a month of oil pastels. I just discovered this new medium and I couldn't help but use it, which resulted in many pictures colored and painted with oil pastels. And I had really a lot of fun. I learned a lot of things, and honestly, I wouldn't expect this will be such a great medium. Here we go with a first picture, which is a koi pond. It was quite challenging. I didn't know what I'm doing, actually. But yeah, I think it's not so bad for the first picture. And I chose this picture because I really like koi fish. And I thought this picture will be easy to paint with oil pastels. The second picture is this sunset, and I tried to create a mist between the two hills, the two mountains on the left. And this effect actually wasn't that hard as I thought it will be. And I'm very glad that I tried this picture. It was super easy. The only thing I struggle with oil pastels is that you have no sharp point, so it's sometimes very challenging to get the result you really want. But it's nothing that couldn't be manageable, right? I think it's just about practicing. And of course, it depends on the picture you are drawing. What I like on this one is the sun. I really like how bold it is. Let's jump right into my sketchbook now. And here is the page with 3 space-themed pictures. For each of these pictures, I have found the reference photo on the internet. I'm using the website Unsplash for almost all my reference pictures. And all of these pictures were so easy to paint. I have a full video about it where I demonstrate and explain the full process. So you can check it out. It's already up on my channel. And as you can see, it's not super detailed. I'm sure you can achieve super detailed painting with oil pastels, but I'm not there yet. So yeah, I tried to make it simple, enjoy the process, and learn about the medium. So that was the purpose of doing these 3 pictures. And I think the result is really great. Another 2 pictures that I don't think are so great are these 2 mountain landscapes. And I guess I had a bad day because it didn't end up as I imagined, as I thought. But again, it was a nice lesson. The most important thing I learned by doing these pictures is that you should always make sure that the oil pastel you are taking is clean and don't have any matte or any other color on it, especially if you are taking light colors like this yellow. You can see the dark spot on the second picture. It's because I didn't check my pastel. Yeah, and I had some dark, I don't know if it was a black color or just some dark color on it, and I wasn't able to get rid of it for 100%, so it's there, but I don't want to say it's ruined. For me, it's just a reminder that I should be more careful next time. Another page from my sketchbook is the sky with cotton clouds. And honestly, I like this picture even though it's not perfect. Again, it was rather about training and getting to know this medium than creating a masterpiece. But I really like it. And here is the third picture on a single sheet of paper, and the reason why I left this one to the end is because the last 3 pictures I showed you have separated videos that are already published on my Patreon. And to not always say this is on my YouTube channel and this is on my Patreon, because you will see a lot of pictures that are as a color along or coloring tutorials on my Patreon. I will always try to group them, but it's not always so easy to group all the pictures because I don't want to pick the same coloring book twice in one video. So whenever there is a picture that has a video on my Patreon, you will see the Patreon logo on the screen. And in case you are interested to see a video, you will know where you will find it. Alright, so let's jump into coloring books. And the first coloring book is 30 Days of Cute Witches by Mei Yu. And I have two pictures. And both are done with Prismacolors and oil pastels. So as you can see on the first picture, here we have this cute witch. And I was trying to make really energetic background with oil pastels. I didn't care much about the original star illustration, and I really wish that oil pastels would be more opaque. This is something I kind of miss with this medium. Anyway, I really like how vibrant are the colors, and it's really a good alternative to watercolors. The second picture has also oil pastels on the background, and here I did 2 layers of oil pastels. And as you can see, I was using glitter glue to create these sparkles inside the globe. Yeah, that was my idea, to make the witch inside the crystal ball. So I wanted to add a little bit of sparkle there and the lightnings around. Let's take a look inside the Shooting Star coloring book by Maria Trolle. And I was using oil pastels again. I colored the first page, and this was my first page with oil pastels in coloring book. It was quite fun. It wasn't easy to do the transition from the bright fiery star into the dark sky. But yeah, I managed that somehow, and again, I gained a lot of experience from this page. And I talk about the whole process in the first impression video. I also talk there about using the pencils on top of oil pastels. The next is double page, which isn't actually double page, but I tried to make it matching. So I was using the same mediums, the same techniques, and the same colors. The video for the left page for the castle is already up on my channel. And actually, this was the first time I was using pastel watercolors. I have only 3 pastel colors from White Nights watercolors. So I thought, yeah, I could finally use them because I have them for ages. And I wasn't sure whether it will look nice. You know that in general, I don't use pastel colors. Yeah, this was kind of new color combination for me. And I combined that with regular colors, and it really surprised me how it turned out. Actually, these two are now between my favorite pages. And the cloud effect, it was so easy. And if you want to see how to create such a background in detail, I have a full coloring video on my Patreon for the right page, for the cat. There is something about the cats in this coloring book that makes them so adorable. Don't you think that all the cats are super cute? I just can't stand it, and I wish to make them alive. Yeah, that would be really cool. Another page is nothing else than another cat. Just look how cute the cat is. How she's hiding behind the grass. I never know which colors I should use on these cats. So I used blue again. Well, the previous one was more into the violet. Anyway, I didn't want to do any regular color like black or white, brown, and so on. But yeah, I think I could make an orange cat next time. How I think about this book is like a fairy tale. You don't have to have only green grass or blue sky. So why not to have a blue cat, right? And here is a sneak peek from my unfinished page, which is already finished, but it wasn't when I filmed this video. Anyway, this is what you can looking forward on my Patreon very soon. Ooh, and finally some Kerby. And yeah, this month I did quite a lot of pictures with these fluffy clouds. I really like the effect of the clouds. I always wanted to do this page. I just never knew how to approach it. I didn't like the forest behind the stack. At the beginning, I was thinking about making the forest in fire. Since I was doing the clouds, I got a new idea for this page. So I did the planet on the background and a little bit of galaxy and these clouds, and I tried to add a little bit of magic, and it's the night scene. That's why the stack, even if this is a white stack, is blue and black, and the light blue Posca really helped to make it more shiny. And I especially like the effect on the antlers. These two pages were colored with Ohuhu watercolor brush pens, and it was the first time I was using them. So the same thing as with oil pastels, I was rather test them and try to figure out how they work, and both videos are already up on my channel. The blue one is part of my first impression on Ohuhu watercolor brushes, so I talk about the whole coloring process more in this video. Again, the link is in the description box below, so you can check it out. And if it comes to this yellow one, that was really surprising. At first, I thought that I ruined the whole page, and I really wanted to give up. But then I thought about that and I intentionally messed up the rest of the page, and that was the fix. I called this picture Rotten from the Inside, and I don't know, it feels like it's not the coincidence that I messed the picture at the first place, because I think that the overall final look really matched the illustration. And I'm referring especially to the part where the roots are growing out of her chest. Yeah, maybe my inner artist knows better than me. Let's take a look on some pictures from Hanna Karlzon's book. And the first page is in a space coloring book. It's full with oil pastels, and I was trying to make a sunset with a deep space on the top and a Milky Way. That's why there is a group of stars in the middle. Anyway, even though this page looks like it took like 5 minutes, it actually took me much longer. I had a really rough time blending the part between the orange and the blue parts of the sky. And in the video, I talk through the whole process and I'm sharing all my thoughts. Another page in this coloring book is this page with mushrooms and alien blobs. I was trying to make those little creatures transparent, so it seems that the middle one is a little bit messy, but it's actually the mushroom that is speaking through him. I was using Chinese paint on the background first, but it didn't go well. I don't know, this paint is probably meant to another type of paper or another type of usage. So I had to use another watercolors on top of it, and I think if I remember well, I was using white nights on top of it, and they fixed that. I also have a page in Witch's Cottage coloring book, which is one of my favorite coloring books by Hanna Karlzon, and I did this flower. I tried to make the flower behind the glass, and what else should I paint on the empty background than galaxy and clouds? Paper in this coloring book is also quite good for watercolors. However, I always experience that the paint bleeds through the page on the other side. It's nothing dramatic. It's not that the other page would be ruined completely, but it may be quite bothering. In my case, I don't really mind if the paint bleeds through, because I will always just paint over it or color over it, and it's fine. Oh, and here is my work in progress picture. I try to make it in the same colors as the left page. Let's take a break from coloring books and let's see what I painted with inks. I have my A3 sketchbook, which is not 100% cotton, but since I have such a large sketchbook, I want to use it. Also, this one has a different paper than other budget-friendly sketchbooks. that are not 100% cotton. So painted in this one is not really that frustrating as it is with other non-cotton sketchbooks. What I love about it is the size. I remember that I started with a tiny square sketchbook and it was really great for the beginning, but the more I painted, the more I craved the bigger and bigger paintings. It's just totally different experience. And I didn't paint that much previous month, so let's back to the coloring books, and the next is Imagimorphia. I did this tiger. I was using watercolors for the background and for the base of the tiger, and then I was using some colored pencils and Posca pens. And I'm really proud of all of you who colored this picture by following my video. It makes me so happy and it means so much for me. And I'm feeling so grateful every time I see somebody following my videos. It's a huge honor and thank you all. That's a huge, huge support. Alright, we are at the end of this video. If you want to see more of what I colored, then just click on the video that just appeared on the screen. Have a meow someday and see you in the next video. Bye bye!